Hey, good morning, everybody. It looks like I've got James with me, so hopefully there'll be some more popping in. But yeah, kind of an interesting way to conduct the class, and hope everybody is doing okay. Hey, Will, how you doing? What I'm going to do is I'm going to live stream this for right now. We've got the chat up. So you can do that. Probably at the end of this, what I'll do is for those who are watching and those who are live, I'll set up a Zoom call for those who want to chat and find out what's going on. So, hey, hopefully everybody's doing well and is riding out this, I guess, crisis. Okay. Um, you can tell that I am self quarantined in my happy place, also known as my office. But I've got the background back here just to kind of get me through this. So, kind of reflecting on things that have been around for a while. The Cuban Missile Crisis, earthquakes, hurricanes, monsoons, haboobs, tornadoes, you name it, swine flu, bird flu, mad cow disease. This is just one more to add to the mix. So it'll be interesting to see how we come through this. As I'm saying that, though, is for those who are, well, this is a capstone class. We'll talk about what's going on at capstone a little bit later on, but you need to look at this for opportunities in UAS. So there are quite a few. So the Chinese are using UAS to spray for the coronavirus. Okay, they're not spraying corona on people; they're spraying coronavirus, but also the need for deliveries. So ordered something from Amazon the other day. Typically, it'll be here in 2 days, and it took 4 days just because their systems overwhelmed. So kind of interesting for that. So anyway, I don't want to take up too much time for that. So let me switch over here to the web page. So what I have done is I've combined, we have two sections of 4710. So 4710 section 1, which meets on Thursdays, and 4710 section 2, which meets on Mondays. So instead of me trying to do this on, 2 different days, I'm just kind of set up Tuesday at 10 o'clock. I know it may conflict with somebody schedule because I'm not sure what the other departments are doing or how the other instructors are making you, whatever they're making you do to, since the campus is shut down for that. So if it doesn't work, you can always access this on basically YouTube and see what we talked about. And probably later on, I'll probably have some Zoom sessions so you can call in to see what's going on later on. So anyway, enough of that. But everybody knows now that we won't be meeting on class, so I'll go through everything. So really, the D2L homepages and D2L mail are the way that I'm going to communicate with everybody. So I've got some announcements. So a couple of you have seen the YouTube live stream. What I'll probably do, like I said, is there's about a 45-second latency delay in this. So when I end the stream, what I'll do is I will send out on D2L email basically a link to Zoom for um, so we can, if you want to call in and chat. So um, it'll be interesting to see how everybody's doing. So James, let's say so far I've used Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and Zoom on my classes online. So kind of interesting watching different departments and different professors with their comfort level using technology. So I actually set up a studio over in the UAS lab and was planning on using it, but I was having issues with the audio. Um, so I'm back here in my office, so doing that. But keep an eye on the YouTube page, or actually, excuse me, on the D2L homepage for information. I know you guys are getting probably bombarded with everything else, so this is my primary way of communicating with you, and then D2L. I'm trying to stay away from the campus email just because it's a real pain. to do that. So let's go ahead and take a look. See if I can bring up PowerPoint here and cover a few things. Oops. That you probably already know. But so as everybody knows, is after spring break, we went to extended spring break. So week 9, there was no class, and that. So hopefully everybody had a useful time and relaxing time for that. So the other thing I've already mentioned is for me, for 4710 and actually all my classes, is all my communication is going to go through D2L and the homepage announcements for that. The other thing that's changed for us is the attendance policy. So as you know before, I always kept attendance. I'm still going to do that. So I'm not making these basically synchronous classes, which means that you have to be here. I'm doing these asynchronous, which means they're recorded. But to make sure that everybody just doesn't disappear is I'm going to go ahead and every Friday at noon check to make sure that you have been in the course on D2L. And this, so you've had at least the opportunity to access the recordings and get all the information. If you don't, then it's going to be counted as basically an absence, and the same policy continues, is that you get one mulligan. So one mulligan for the freebie for the unexcused absence, and then after that it's going to cost 5% of the grade. So everybody should be having plenty of time to get up and make sure that you keep up with the class information for that. Okay. The other thing I've done is add the live streams. So like James already pointed out, everybody's using different things. I was thinking about going to Zoom, but I was pretty comfortable using this already. So, this is what we're going to do. Once again, you can access that link and it will take you to the recording and you can get caught up on everything for that. So what else? Yeah. Okay. As you know, basically all the UAS. So I put in for a UAS flight lab exemption. I tried everything that said we're going to be working. We'll never have more than 2 students in a group, and we won't be indoors. We'll be outside, and we'll wipe all the equipment down. And basically, is all the flight labs, with a few exceptions on the manned, are canceled. So we went through quite a bit, and the administration is the one who made that decision. It wasn't here at the department, so there was nothing that we can do. So what we're going to do is we're going to change a few things. So if you get a chance, get into, let's see if I can bring it up again. Okay. If you get into basically the home page under content, and if you come into starting the course where we all started, there's a revised syllabus in here. I call it the Corona semester. And go through and take a look at all this, and it talks about what we're going to be doing. Some of the changes, okay, well, some of the things that haven't changed. So the FEMA training, so I think all the IS 100 has been done. I think the IS 700 is actually due this week, but we've got some flexibility, so get in and get the IS 700 done. And then you can also start working on the IS 200, which is due, I think, the week before we end for all that. The other thing I think everybody is put in for your waivers, so your 107.29 waivers. We've already had one student get their waiver approved for that. Now, one of the things I've updated, and this was before we did it, but I need not only the screen capture that you put in your waiver, but I also need your waiver itself. So it can be in any format, either a Word document or PDF, but I want to see that what you put in. Okay. Now, the big change, so the projects. So what I need is, if you haven't posted it already, is put your proposal briefings that you did, oh geez, it seems like forever. What was it, the second week of class, give or take? Make sure those are posted in Dropbox and that is going to account now for the project 30% of your project grade, which counts for 40%. Okay. The other thing now is there's a renewed emphasis on operations plans. Since we can't actually go out and fly the operation, is if you've already submitted your operations plan, go through, revise it, update it, okay, because it's going to account for about 70% now of your project grade. So those now are due, I believe, at the end of the semester. So go through. What I may do later on is have everybody post them so everybody can take a look at everybody's to see, what works and what doesn't work. But the rest of the items that we're grading for your projects are now removed. Now, the new addition is we are going to do, I was trying to think of ways that will help you for when you graduate, things to put on your resume to, for employers, basically, since we can't actually do flying, and I'm sure they will understand why we couldn't, is Pix4D put together for us basically 8 lessons. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, I'm going to give you more information on this later on, but how to do those lessons. So we're going to get, basically you can get in a trial version of Pix4D. That's good for, I believe, 15 days. So don't do it now because you'll have to, you want to make sure that you have enough time to do it. But if you go into, let me go back to the top here. If you go to the table of contents, okay, you will see a tab in here for Pix4D training. So if you click on that, you will see basically the Middle Tennessee State University Pix4D manual. And it will open up. So you can take a look at this. I'll have more information on this next week. But you can go through here and they have it broken down into 8 labs. So as I scroll through to find everything right here, so table of contents. So the first 2 labs don't require that you get into Pix4D. So we're going to start off with those next week. And so I'll have you do some screenshots in there. And then labs 3 through 8, there's actually deliverables to this. Now, one of the downsides is that you cannot save your work in Pix4D when you do it. So the deliverables will actually be screenshots of your final product. And we'll work out all the details on that. So like I said, just don't go ahead and do the trial version of Pix4D yet. You'll be looking at this later on in the week and making sure everything works. But this is the plan now, is to actually do Pix4D now to supplement the lack of flying. So hopefully everybody, like I said, is doing well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and end this YouTube stream here shortly. And what I will do is send out through D2L email. Basically, I'll set up a Zoom conference. And if anybody wants to call in, I'll hang around for, if nobody calls in, I'll hang around for about 10 minutes. If you want to call in, I'll stay as long as you like. So anyway, if you have any questions, make sure you reach out and contact me, D2L email, of course. If it is something outside of the class, then go to my regular MT mail, but I'm trying to keep the flow down as little as possible. So anyway, I see James' night waiver was approved, so we're up to 2 students, and actually we had 1 who had it coming into the class, so we've got three so far. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this now, and if you want, check your D2L email, and I will send you a link. All right, hopefully everybody has a good week, and take care.